Good morning, welcoming you all for Mechatronics Module 5, Pneumatics and Hydraulic Actuation System, Session 1. In this subject, we have course content. We're going to understand the course content of this mechatronics subject. So, we just need to look at the outline of a chapter. In this pneumatic and hydraulic actuation system, we have a pneumatic and hydraulic actuation systems and classification of valves and pressure relief valves, pressure regulating and reducing valves, and cylinder and rotary actuators. Means in this chapter we have what is the actuation system in hydraulics and as well as pneumatic system. And then what are the classification of valves, means the various valves are involved in operation of actuation system. So we're going to understand various valves involved in the actuation system, like pressure relief valve, pressure regulating and pressure reducing valve, as well as some actuators like linear actuator and rotary actuators, that is cylinder and rotary actuators. After studying this chapter, we're going to understand, as a student we need to understand the concept of working of pneumatic and hydraulic actuation system, as well as we need to learn the various mechanism of a valves, so that we have implementation on that valve in any industries and any application of this pneumatic and hydraulic concepts. Okay, we have to understand the various depth of a subject knowledge in pneumatic as well as hydraulic actuation system. As of this course, we need to understand what is hydraulic and what is pneumatic actuation system. Well, we know that the pneumatic actuation system is always used the pressurized air to actuation purpose, as well as in case of hydraulic system, pressurized oil is used as a working media. Those are depending upon the application pressure also. Means for a light duty purposes we are using and preferring that pneumatic appliances, but in heavy duty and heavy weight lifting and having pressure ratios are more, in such a cases we are using hydraulic system as a consent. Okay, means we just need to understand that what is actuation purpose and then what will be the media required to actuate the devices. In pneumatic, pressurized air is used, as well as in a hydraulic system the pressurized liquid as well as, that is oil, pressurized grade oils are used to utilize the work. Means actuator is a device where the required things are to be achieved through the device. Means for example, any cylinder, piston cylinder arrangement for a linear actuator, for example that sorting devices in mass production as well as conveyor line, the sorting devices is an actuator. That purpose of that actuator is to sorting out the defective product. So the cylinder and piston arrangement of a pneumatic system will do the thing as the pressurized air is required to do that work. So we just understand that the pneumatic utilizes the pressurized air, as well as the hydraulic system utilizes the pressurized oil. So actuator is for both the system, actuator can be same. Means the purpose of the actuator is to achieve the required thing through the various action of a mechanisms. In pneumatic system, we have a lot of components need to understand in a linear manner. Means in arranged study, we need to understand first compressors. Compressors always in a rotary form, that's all known as rotodynamic compressor broadly, but linear actuators also there, that is cylinder and piston arrangement, like that is linear system, means we have that both system, like piston compression, piston cylinder arrangement, like it's a discontinuous type of production of compressed air. In continuously we are producing through compressors. So these are all the main element to produce the compressed air. So we just understand how the compressed air is produced through compressors, as well as reciprocating type of compressor, as well as rotary type of compressors. Okay, coming to the compressor can be broadly classified into in various form, that is rotodynamic and non-rotodynamic generally. In that, this particular chapter, which is consists of several classification. In that, rotary classification can be broadly classified, that is diaphragm compressor, as well as screw compressor, and rotary vane compressor, lobe compressors, as well as these are all come under the dynamic compressors family. Look at these images. These are all the various compressors we have explained in a previous slide. This is diaphragm compressors. Diaphragm compressors is a device where that slight variation of a pressure has to be utilized to actuate this actuators. You look at this portion. This is a piston and sliding arrangement, so that if the fluid of hydraulic fluid are taken in and taken out in this circuit, so pressurized air is enter into the this air inlet chamber, as well as this diaphragm is a small membrane, small thin membrane, so that will fluctuate for that particular pressure of a air or any working media. So that will oscillates this whole that will oscillates this whole mechanism as the diaphragm reciprocate, the whole compressed air can be pushes this piston pushes this piston towards the downwards, as well as this dynamic action of that flywheel. The piston has been reverted, and then the overall compression of this air has been taken through the diaphragm compressor. It's a very small type of compressor, so that the working pressure of this compressor is very small, and this is very small capacity compressor, as well as in the piston compressor, the lubricating oil from the piston wall may contaminate the compressed air, so that the contamination is undesirable in food and and chemical industries. Actually, the chemical productions industries, like like food and process industries, and milk productions, like dairy farms. So for such applications we are using diaphragm type of compressor. And the construction as shown in this image, the piston reciprocate and the crankshaft will drive the piston, so that the compressed air has been diverted into the bed. So actually this action of hydraulic fluid line is very important. So when the piston is moving downwards, then this diaphragm has been fluctuating. Means you look at this, when the pressurized oil is coming in to the circuit, so certain pressure has to be maintained, and through this the very small action of this pressure of a hydraulic liquid, that try to move in this direction. Means the whole pressure of the liquid, the red line shown in the image, has been try to push the piston downwards, so that the whole assembly has get deflected. So diaphragm also deflected, so that in this case the air will normal air will enter into this circuit. So through this action of hydraulic line, the air will get compressed and get out of the circuit through outlet of this circuit and stored in a storing unit. And then this is what the screw compressor is. In a screw compressor, the piston compressors are very in previous the diaphragm compressors are very low pressure applications, used in a very low pressure applications, and then in the screw compressors are used in high pressure applications. Relatively low volume of air is needed. The system is very complex as it many moving parts. For medium flow and high pressure applications, preferring that screw compressor has been important, and it is simple in construction with less number of moving parts. Air is delivered in a steady manner, means the air is produced continuously through this action of a dynamic, and then there is no pressure fluctuation. It has a two meshing screws, as this helical grooves are shown in these images, that will meshing as that the space between these screws has been taken as a just like a nozzle, means the area will be in a reduced manner. So through inlet to outlet, then only action of compressing will be taken, means from this location the air is entered. Through this rotating action, the air will compressed through various section of this screw and then get out of this mechanism and stored in a storing device, and then we can utilize the stored compressed air, or else directly we can utilize the compressed air through this action of a screws. Means the trapping between the volume of these screws as acted as a nozzle. We need to understand the concept of nozzle. That will, in a generalized concept, the nozzle will is a compressing device, means when a flow is occurred through the nozzle, the fluid will be get compressed. Likewise, the compression action of the air will be taken in a screw compressor. So the system is quite in operation as compared to the piston type, means the diaphragm type of a mechanism will have a noisy in operation. This screw compressor very less noise as compared to this diaphragm compressors. Coming to the rotary vane compressors, actually these are all the vanes that red slotted and yellow slotted are vanes. So in this these are all the slotted devices, so that the various pistons which is located in six locations, that has a capability of reciprocating within the vane ring. So it has a action of compressing the air, so that the center of the casing has to be eccentrified for that vane rotor. So here the vane rotor have a axis eccentricity, so that when the air is inletted, the volume as the decreased to increased, means you can observe this space, volume is very less here, volume is very increased here. So through this action, the volume has get compressed. So because you can see this outlet of a devices, here the volume is higher at the end starting and very low at the end. So which is also very similar to the nozzle. It can be utilized to compress the air of atmosphere. Air can be compressed to higher pressure. So you just see the inlet air has been intaked through this this port, and the dynamic action of this rotors and vanes has been utilized to compress the air, so that the space of this ends as a very essential, means whenever the space is very high and at the end will low, then it will be similar to nozzle. So the action of the dynamic action of that rotors has been used to the, so that it has compressed the airs. It compressed the air. It compressed the air. And then we have another type of compressor, that is liquid ring compressor. This image is known as liquid ring compressor. Liquid ring vane compressor is a variation of vane compressor, means this is variant type of this type of variants. Means previously we discussed regarding only the rotary vane compressors. This is liquid ring vane compressors. So the construction of this liquid ring compressor as shown in the image, the casing is filled with the liquid up to the rotor center. The air is enters the compressors through the distributor fixed to the compressor. During the impeller rotation, the liquid will be centrifuged along with the inner ring of the casing. To From the liquid ring, there are two section and discharge ports are provided. Like you can see this image. This is impeller, this is liquid ring, and this is section line, this is delivery line, this is compressed liquid feed, and then this is also casing, this is a distributor. So during the first quarter of a cycle, the air is sucked in the both section chamber of the casing, and during the second quarter of a cycle, the air is compressed and pushed out through the discharging port. So means the compression action is taken place like this. During the third and fourth quarter of a cycle, the process is repeated. This type of compressor has no leakage and no minimum friction. For very smooth operations, the rotation speed will be, we need to maintain the rotation speed about 3000 rpm. Then only it is very safe in operation. The delivery pressure is very low, about 5 bar. Then we need to understand the lobe compressors. This is what the lobe compressor is. Lobe compressor is used when the delivery volume is very low pressure is needed. Means the volume of a output of that air as a very high, means that output volume is high and low pressure. That kind of application we are preferring the lobe compressors, and it consists of two lobes with one being driven and another being driving. This is what the driven, this is driving, this is driven. This is what the casing, these two pieces known as lobes. The inlet of air has been taken place from this bottom side, and air get compressed and get out of this mechanism through outlet. It is very similar to lobe pump used in a hydraulic system. The operating pressure is very limited by leaking between the rotor housing. As the wear increases during the operation, the efficiency fall rapidly. And dynamic compressors. Generally, we know that previously I told that the generally rotating type of a compressors come under rotodynamic compressors. This is known as the dynamic compressors. Dynamic compressors is having an impeller that to be a centrified driving, means from this the eccentric space has been provided so that initially volume is high, and in near to the delivery port volume is high as compared to this previous images like rotary vane. Here also the outlet of this delivery line of this compressor as wide as compared to inlet, so that the action of dynamic action of the impeller will means the section of air has been taken fresh from the inlet. The dynamic action of the impeller will try to compress the air and get out of this compressor, and get it can be stored or utilized directly. You can see the cross sectional view of this rotodynamic compressors, the inlet, and this is what the impeller means. This impeller will have a case along with the casing. It has a shape like this, so that the action of the rotary and the flow of air has been trapped between this space, so that space has from initially it has more, and finally it has less, then the air will be get compressed. And this kind of devices needed very low pressure applications, means needing very large volume of air to be compressed, then this kind of devices are used in like ventilator, combustion engine of just like a ice CI engine. Sometimes that turbocharged engine or utilizes this kind of devices. And this is centrifugal type of blower. The impeller is rotated at high speed. Large volume of low pressure air can be provided by a blower. The blower is drawn air in the impeller, flings it out due to the centrifugal force, and then this is known as the positive type of a compressor, when oil is needed to lubricate the moving parts, whereas the dynamic compressor have no such need. The efficiency of this compressor is better than the reciprocating type. Means we just discussed regarding the various type of compressors were used in a pneumatic system, and then we need to coming to understand the classification of hydraulic pumps. So that hydraulic pumps are also the actuator for hydraulic system, hydraulic pump. We have two types of pumps. One is non-positive displacement pump, one is positive displacement pump. Non-positive displacement pumps, these pumps are also known as hydrodynamic pumps. In these pumps, the fluid is pressurized by the rotating of a propeller, and the fluid pressure is proportional to the rotor speed. This pump cannot withstand high pressure and generally used for low pressure and high volume flow applications. The fluid pressure and the flow generated due to the inertia effect of a fluid. The fluid motion is generated due to the rotating impeller. These pumps provide a smooth and continuous flow, but flow output decreases with increase in the system resistance, like load and various applications. As of now, the session will coming to end. Based on this session, we need to understand the various multi-choice questions. So, why we need to understand the multi-choice multi-choice questions means, in a various competitive exams they are focusing on the multi-choice questions. So we need to understand the question properly, and we need to understand the answers as well as the concepts of a various component. Then only we have a capability of reproducing that answer in a examination. So we have very simple examples of a multi-choice questions. Like question 1, the cam lobe hydraulic motor is a type of, the various options we are giving: axial hydraulic motor, arbitrary hydraulic motor, gear hydraulic motor, radial hydraulic motor. We know that the answer is radial hydraulic. Coming to the pneumatic system, usually the question 2 will say that the pneumatic system is always do not exceed, means the range of the pneumatic system will be 2 to 3 HP. The answer will be C. Various option they are given that 1 HP, 1 to 2 HP, 2 to 3 HP, 3 to 4 HP. The option obviously 2 to 3 HP. Question number 3. The series circuit work on both hydraulic and pneumatic actuator. Option given true, false, none of the above. Answer will be false. Why? You cannot series the circuit of pneumatic and hydraulic. Why? Because the working medias are different. When the now, question number 4, when the comparing the first cost of a hydraulic system to pneumatic system, generally they are, means they are giving 4 option: more expensive to purchase, less expensive to purchase, cost is same, cost is not required. We know that the operating condition of hydraulic systems are very high, so that has a higher cost. Means the pneumatic systems are less expensive to purchase. The answer will be A. Question number 5. The rotary compressor are used where dash quantity of gas are needed to relatively dash to purchase. Options are large I, large low, small I, small low. Answer will be large and low. Means the rotary compressors are used where the large quantity of gas is or needed to relatively at low pressure. Question number 6. The rotary compressor can be classified as displacement compressors, steady flow compressors, both are mentioned or none of the mentioned. Answer will be C. Why? Because the rotary dynamic compressors continuously compress the air and it provides the steadily, and it's a positive type of a displacement compressors. Question number 8. The rotary compressor can be classified in, same option will be provided as that previous question. Answer will be same, both of the mentioned, means this is displacement compressor also, steady flow compressors also. Which of the following is not a type of rotary compressors? Positive displacement compressors, steady flow compressors, both A and B, and none of the above. Answer will be D. Everything will be rotodynamic type of compressors. Thank you. Actually, I am a guest faculty in Government Engineering College, Chamarajanagar. My name is Chetan KS. Thank you for watching this video. Means we have various persons in it, as that we can see. The LMS coordinator is Dr. Pundarik G, Principal, Government Engineering College, Ramnagar, and the course moderator and conveyor Dr. Muniraj M, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Government Engineering College, Chamarajanagar. Thank you for watching this video. Keep studying.